Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great 2 weeks. I did. So not to make anybody feel bad about that, but yeah, I had a good time having last week off. So some of the things that you could have been experiencing leading up to today and possibly continuing on into this upcoming week are several things. So one of them is indecision, self-doubt, fear surrounding taking risks, solar plexus activation. Maybe you've had some energy in your solar plexus or just kind of felt like anxious there, or I don't know, it feels like anxiousness, but not anxiousness in the chest, more in the stomach. Almost like the feeling of anticipation, that butterfly feeling. Maybe you've had some high and low emotions. Maybe you felt like crying 1 minute, but not really knowing why you feel like crying. You just feel like crying. And then in another moment, you might just feel super happy and really pumped about something and excited. And again, not really knowing why you feel that way. You could have experienced some dehydration, sunburns, nausea, headaches, vertigo, irritation and frustration, maybe some guilt. You could have experienced last minute cancellations or changes in plans with people, sudden deaths, bad weather, minor accidents, procrastination, celebrations, synchronicities, and not being able to sleep. And then maybe even when you do finally get to sleep, or maybe you have been sleeping, then waking up between 2 to 3 a.m. And then just bouts of extreme tiredness where all you really kind of feel like doing is taking some naps or sleeping in late. So the energies have kind of been all over the place, and you could have been experiencing any number of those things, plus things I probably didn't even mention. Okay. Let's get into what you can expect from tonight, June 20th through to June 27th, as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. So the general themes: it feels like it's going to be another intense week, and just really the next several weeks I feel are going to be somewhat intense in various ways. We have eclipse energy coming in, we have the summer solstice energy, we have galactic energy waves coming in from beyond the sun, we've got solar waves coming in, we have the divine feminine energies and the divine masculine energies, all of it just hitting us at the same time. So depending on what is happening in your life, you will feel like you're going back and forth between awesome manifestations, feeling super high and happy and full of energy, to negative manifestations, and then emotional purges and low energy where maybe you're dealing with, some of those purging energies of sadness and fear and guilt and shame and all those uncomfortable feelings. Hang in there, adjust your vibration accordingly, and the way that you adjust your vibration is basically based on how you perceive the situation. If you stay stuck in negative thought patterns, well, your vibration stays low and you're just going to keep attracting the same situation over and over again. And the way that you raise your vibration and frequency is by having an expanded perception and looking at any sort of challenge as a blessing and looking for solutions versus focusing on problems. This week, some of you could just feel like you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, or even in the wrong position. I feel like some of you will need to take urgent action to get yourself out of some bad situations that could have you feeling like it's a life or death type situation. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be in a life or death situation, but because the emotional awareness that you might be going through just will have it feeling that way, where you just feel like, if I don't quit this job right now, I'm just going to like die, right? That kind of a feeling, not life-threatening situations, although you never know. This is not an exact science, so I can just kind of tell you what I feel. Some of you could just be feeling extremely stuck to the point of feeling paralyzed with fear, or just not knowing what to do, what direction to go in. Typically, I would say just try to let go and sit with those feelings, and things will kind of play out, and you'll know what direction to go in once that energy shifts. Lastly, some of you will be accessing your inner realms of knowledge, and you're sharing them with other people. It could even just feel like all of a sudden you know something, right? Like you just know this information and you have no idea how you know it, but you just know that it's accurate. And so you're connecting to that cosmic consciousness where all the information lies. Let's see here. There's another level of deepening of your awareness. So you could realize where you've been haphazardly just going through life, reacting to situations, or feeling like you really have no control over your choices. You haven't been paying attention to the day-to-day choices that you make. So this week you may start setting intentions to align with your true purpose. What did you come here to do, right? What is it that's going to make your heart sing? And many of you will be stepping onto the path of your purpose. Many of you are already on that path. You're already doing what you came here to do. You just may not realize it because you're in the building stages, and you're still growing, and you're going through the skill level. You're learning skills, right? But you are in that position. You're in the right place. And some of you are just expanding more of what you've already been doing. You're more confident in what your role is, what your purpose is, what you're here to do. And that is just going to take a next kind of level step. I feel everyone needs to be ultra alert to what's happening in and around and with you. So pay attention what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what action steps you're taking, what your motivations are. Pay attention while you're driving, walking, swimming, boating, and anything else that you may be doing. Be present in every moment, whether it's at work or at play. And too many of you just have blinders on, and you're missing out on opportunities or the truth of situations, and you're not able to practice discernment because you're not really in the present moment. You're in your head just thinking about the past, and thinking about the future, and worrying about things. And so it'll be really important for you to continue to work on being present and becoming aware of what's going on with you. I feel all of our guardian angels are going to be working overtime these next few weeks. Call on them for guidance and assistance. Invite them to help you. You are not alone. They work hard to try and guide you. Watch for signs. I'm being told to tell you it is important for you to ask them for assistance to show up in a bigger way for you. You know, they can't give you the answers, right? They can't tell you your purpose. They can't tell you who your soulmate is. They can't do those things because there's rules and there's laws in place. And these are things that you are here to learn and go through on your own, but they can nudge you in certain directions. They can help you feel more at peace. They can guide you through synchronicities to validate the path that you're taking. They do that through people in your life. They do it through music. They do it through everything and anything in the universe. The universe is constantly communicating with you and telling you exactly what you need to know and trying to guide you and teach you what is happening with you. You just have to pay attention and realize that's what's happening. This week, you could be spending a lot of time in your head, overthinking and overanalyzing, questioning, maybe going between fear state and maybe having like that epic battle within, right? Like going from your ego mind-based thought system, which is more connected to fear, or your in your heart and you're more in your feelings and emotions. But I feel like you just need to find that balance and, get into your heart and out of your head. Some of you could find yourselves arguing and disagreeing with people, especially those people that are close to you. Agree to disagree. You see things differently. So what? That's life. You don't always have to agree on everything. Just respect each other enough to be okay with a difference of opinion. These disagreements kind of feel connected to romantic relationships, but they also feel connected to platonic ones. So the way that kind of feels to me is there could be some disagreements over you or the other person neglecting the friendship due to maybe spending more time in a romantic relationship, or the giving and receiving is out of balance in some way between your relationship. So there could be things that pop up where you're just going to have to honor and respect what each of you feel and agree to disagree, and then figure out with a compromise of how everything can work out for everyone. Okay, even with all these intense energies, there are going to be those awesome moments too, with new things starting, whether it's a career, a new job, education, romantic relationships. There's lots and lots of positive new beginnings happening here, along with the feelings of optimism, vitality, and happiness. At minimum, you'll start feeling this way and start seeing some positive changes and forward movement in your lives, especially if you've been working hard to get yourself in a better situation. Some of you could even be receiving an increase in your finances, whether through money, gifts, or some other form of abundance. Animal spirit energy for the week is the crow, and this energy is spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen and knowing the unknown. It's said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When in balance, you're more psychic, you feel strong, you've got clarity, you're clear. When you're out of balance, you feel ungrounded, you're hypersensitive to everything. To bring yourself into balance, practice daily meditation. Okay, work. For those of you that are employed, I'm feeling promotions, new projects, new responsibilities, or just some good news in general at work. And some of you could decide to leave a job for something new this week. You may be questioning or feel doubt, but I'm feeling the move is the best thing for you. On the downside with this energy, there are some of you that will just not like your job anymore, and it feels like low morale. Everyone at work is feeling this way. It's not just you. It just feels like some of you are really in like blah, like I just hate my job about your working environment, but you're in it together. And for some of you, it's just going to be a passing phase. It's just the energy, but for others, you may feel like it's time to make a change and you very well could quit your job. Work, for those of you that are looking for a job, I'm feeling pretty optimistic for new jobs if you've been looking. Some of you may not start until July, and some of you may not get a job until July, but I do feel like you're getting callbacks, you're getting interviews, you're getting opportunities. There's definitely movement happening here for you, and you'll see some real progress. Love, those of you that are in committed relationships and dating seriously, overall, things feel pretty great. Some of you may get engaged or have deeper levels of commitment, or you're reconnecting in some way if your relationship has been a little bit stagnant. Some of you may be in new relationships or dating someone new that has a lot of potential, and all you can do is focus on being with that other person. You know, you guys just cannot get enough of each other. Like, you have to spend every waking moment together. You've got to be texting, you got to be talking, you got to be just smooching on each other. So I just feel like a lot of your energy could be on this other person. Careful not to neglect time for yourself, work, and friendships. And lastly, for a few of you, some past issues may come up to the surface again. And this is your opportunity to forgive and forget and to start fresh. And if you can't, then don't expect anything different out of your relationship. Like, you've got to just get on it to resolve these things. Those of you that are single and looking, get out and mingle. Put yourself in multiple dating apps. Tell all your friends and all your coworkers that you're single and you're ready to mingle. Go have some fun. I feel something new starting for many of you this week. Lots of potential there, lots and lots of potential. Finances, money just feels more available to many of you. Some will be paying off debt, some putting money into savings, some are making some investments. Things feel balanced and fair for the most part. If you're having financial issues, I do feel for some of you there's a connection with the relationship to your job and coworkers. Change that and you may just open the flow of prosperity at the same time. Health, some of you may be dealing with some health issues I feel is connected to how well you receive from others, how well you allow others to help you, or how well you do in asking for help. If this resonates with you and you're experiencing some physical ailments, open yourself up to asking and receiving for help. Asking for help and receiving it. So some of you will be trying new health routines as well, or making changes to your lifestyle. Some of you have recently found out you've been dealing with some health issues. You haven't really been taking care of yourself, but it's some minor stuff that you can tweak that's going to have you feeling 100% better. Spirituality. Try something new in regards to spirituality. Some of you will be working on your feelings of belonging, being more comfortable in your own skin, and your connection with the universe. Lots of heart chakras opening this week. You could experience this with heart palpitations, fluttering, heartburn, and indigestion. However, please go to the doctor if these symptoms are persistent or you aren't sure. Sometimes those things can manifest and you actually have a problem going on. Okay, that wraps up this week's intuitive messages for everyone. Let me get to tonight's caller. I have Janelle in Bannockburn, Victoria, Australia. Hi, how are you?
I'm well, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. How can I help you tonight?
A general reading would be great, please.
Sure. So one of the things that I'm kind of picking up on here is I feel like there's some issues surrounding maybe honesty, like whether or not you should be honest about something, or if someone is being honest with you, or maybe whether you feel like you should confront someone about something. I don't know, it's a little bit of mixed emotions, and I feel like you could just be feeling tired in general and dealing with delays. I just kind of feel like you might be stressed out.
True.
So is there any specific
area? And I'd like to
area
know about maybe my abilities and spirit guides, please.
So I feel like you have a very strong intuition and your own psychic abilities, but I feel like you really question what's coming through. And I'm not able to tell you who your spirit guides are, but I do feel that they are trying to make their presence known. And I feel like you need to do a meditation where you are attempting to connect with them. And I kind of feel like you might have been trying this already, but I feel like there needs to be a consistent pattern, and you need to work on feeling them, because right now I feel like you're looking for like a name or who they are. And to me, the way they're revealing themselves to you to start with is through a feeling, right? Like an energy. So when you connect with them, there's a certain feel to it. Do you know what I'm trying to explain?
Yes, that is so true. I'm more energetic feeling than I am hearing and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I feel like they're really trying to project that energy onto you so you can feel them. And then as you're developing your abilities through trying to communicate with them, I feel like at that point they will reveal themselves more and more. But right now they want you to feel them. And I feel like they're trying to help you with the self-doubt, because I feel like you will get flashes of images and maybe even words that are projected into your mind, but then you kind of go, oh, is that me just making stuff up, or am I really feeling and sensing this?
True.
Yeah.
What are my abilities, please?
I'm sorry, what?
Am I an empath, and what are my abilities, please?
You are an empath.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, you definitely are an empath. Now, I feel like a lot of your gifts are going to develop and blossom more as you start learning what your intuition is, because you're empathic and you have telepathic gifts as well. So that's why there's moments where you just know things, but it's, oh gosh, how am I trying to explain this? Like, it's almost elusive, right? Like it's if you start like say you're talking to someone and you start picking up on feelings and impressions, you kind of just, it's almost like it just keeps coming out of your mouth and you don't even know where it's coming from. It's almost like you're channeling. And I feel like this is happening so that in the future, you will actually be able to channel in a way that is different from kind of what I do. So like I channel, but I feel like yours is really going to be where even like your voice kind of changes, where you are really allowing this to flow through you, but you're in the skill building phase. So you really have to start.
It's already happening to me, like losing my voice and changing voice and things like that.
Okay, so it's already happening.
Yes.
Okay.
What can you suggest that I do to improve my abilities? Because I do believe that am I a medium at all?
Yes, I do feel like you have mediumship abilities. That's where I feel the strong connection with telepathy. So to me, mediumship is just telepathic communication with, people that no longer have a body. So I feel like you have to be unafraid to just say things, okay? Just act on what you're feeling. So, for example, I feel like you've been out in public, you've walked past someone, you've had a feeling or received information, but you are afraid to maybe approach the person to get validation if what just happened is real. So,
True.
I feel like you have to let go of that fear of rejection or fear that people will look at you weird. And I know what that feels like because I've been there. So,
can I ask you one also? Do I have any witch qualities about me, please?
Which qualities?
Yes.
I'm not really picking up on witchcraft or magic in that way. I mean, your gifts and abilities are magical. We're all magical in that sense, but I'm not feeling, there could be a connection to a past life, but I don't feel like that is your role. I don't feel like you're meant to be creating spells and doing things like that this time around. I feel like it's...
No, I didn't think so. No, I didn't think so. Also, am I able to become a counsellor in time, like a spiritual counsellor, after I do the hard work?
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely feel you could be doing readings, being a spiritual counselor, and an intuitive life coach, whatever you would want to call yourself. To me, I feel like this can happen quickly. Like, you're already experiencing a lot of things. You just have to build the trust with yourself that what's happening is real. And the only way that you will be able to do that is by acting on what you feel and what you get. And I can give you an example from my own life. When all of this was, when I first started coming out of the closet, one of the first instances, I passed a gentleman coming out of the restroom. I got information from his cousin as I passed him, and I contemplated the whole time whether or not I should tell this person because, you know, one, he seemed a little intimidating, and I just thought he would really just shut me down. But I couldn't let go, so I went and told him. I gave him the message, and the man broke down crying and said, "Thank you so much. I was literally praying yesterday that I would get the answer to my question from my cousin." So trust that if you have that strong feeling, it's your guides pushing you to act on it. Don't be afraid. And you know what? Even if somebody were to say to you, "No, that doesn't make sense," trust that it will come to them later, okay? You just have to build up your confidence. That's all you're lacking, is the confidence.
Yes, and I'd also like to say, am I helping people already?
Yes, absolutely. Just your presence and your vibration alone is helping people without you even really realizing it. But I do have to go. Janelle, thank you so much for calling in. I hope that you have a great evening, and I wish you the best of luck. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I will catch up with you next week. Bye.